Good morning guys, and welcome back to Monday. It's Monday marathon time and we have a large pile of e-waste to go through, or at least what was destined to be e-waste, and I'm trying to turn it back into useful things to save it going into the waste stream. So it all comes from the local charity shop or op shop, and I pick it up every week. This week we have a real mixture. It seems to be a fair bit of kitchen stuff. There's a lamp. We always get a lamp. It's like obligatory to have a lamp. That looks like a fairly cheap one, but in good condition, so we should be able to sell that fine. Don't know what's in some of the other boxes. Let's get into it and see what we can save. It's a bit hard to know where to start this morning, so I might move a couple of the boxes from the back off and we'll go through these front ones. There's a chance that stuff's jumbled up, and we'll try and check things as we go and see what's worth cleaning up, see what needs fixing, see what we'll just scrap, or we might even find a repair job. So I'll get some boxes off. We'll start with maybe the 2 crates and see what we get out of those. Okay, that's made some room. This looks like a large kitchen, maybe a juicer. It looks a bit old, or at least dirty. Oh, it's a Breville. A lot of kitchen appliances come in that are either broken or just filthy dirty, and it's a bit disappointing that people see the need to donate them. This is probably a fairly good one. It's probably just dirty from being in storage. Hopefully it's got the jug part that goes with it. So it's a juice fountain. Probably fairly expensive when it was new, so we might be able to save that one. I will keep and reuse the bags. We use these at the shop all the time. It's always nice to be able to give a quality second-hand bag to someone that's just purchased quality second-hand goods. Okay, does that belong to the juicer? Oh, I don't know. I don't know that it does, actually. So we're going to have a bit of, well, we have got parts jumbled up. This is the base for an electric kettle. I saw a kettle in one of the other crates. Let's get this crate out of here. So perhaps the juicer is complete. We probably should give this a test first. Okay, oh, the bracket here's either been bent or it's not lined up properly. So it clamps down the top cover. Oh, it's jammed on the cord. That's the problem. That's what's happened. Someone's pushed it down and the cord's pushed it across. And oh geez, how are we going to get that out? That way. Don't think it's damaged the cord. Bit of a dent in it. Alright, it's quite dirty on the cord as well. It's got the sleeves on the pins, so it's within the last 20 years or so. And the cord doesn't appear to be damaged too much, although it has been coiled up for a long time. So I'd suggest it's been in storage for a long time. Maybe it was one of these things that people bought and thought, oh, we're going to use this heaps, and they use it once or twice and spends most of its life in a cupboard. The actual screen part looks pretty good here. Actually, it's quite clean inside. Yeah, it looks good. So maybe it has only been used once or twice. It may have even ended up in the shed by the state of the cord. Okay, it's a Breville model BJE 200. No sign of a date code there. I can look that up though and find out how old it is. So it's a very simple drive motor. What controls do we have? Well, it must have a jug to go on the side. Hopefully we've got that. And it's pretty much just on off. Doesn't get more simpler than that. So I guess we'll see if it works. It's probably going to have a safety switch. Maybe not. Oh, that side. No. Will it start up without the top on it? Well, let's see. Oh, the switch is probably in this part. We'll see how we go. We'll plug it into the appliance tester. Give the juicer some juice. Power on. Now, I don't think we have an earth. I think it was double insulated. There's no earth pin on the plug, so as long as we don't have any earth leakage through here, we're good. Okay, now will it fire up just like that? No, so it must have a sensor switch. So let's start assembling things. Let's just try it like that first. Nothing. And we'll put the latch up properly without the cord in the road. Now will it work? Yes, beautiful. That sounds good. sounds very powerful. So obviously the safety switch works well, the motor sounds good, bearings sound fine, nice and clean inside, certainly gets some speed to it. So we have a very saleable juicer here, and probably a fairly expensive one. It should clean up fine because the dirt's just on the outside. Hopefully we can find the correct jug for it, but it would probably work with anything. So I'll check that one out, but that one does pass our safety tests, and I reckon we'll be able to sell that. Okay, let's get into the next crate. We have a Karcher, what's this, a window cleaner? WV50 Plus. It looks like it's a specialised window cleaner. Okay, is it a... Oh, it has a power cord. Maybe it's a rechargeable. Has a fluid container. Must be a little steamer, I'm guessing. But we need other parts. What's this? Oh, here we go. This is probably part of it. Or not. Oh, okay, that's just a little spray bottle with like a microfiber pad. So maybe that's to go with it. Yes, it looks like it is. So maybe that's a pre-clean and then use the steamer, or the other way around. So that one isn't electronic at all, it's just a little spray bottle. So that's alright. I've got to see if this works. Oh, okay, it does. It's obviously rechargeable and it's flat. Yeah, and only stays on for a bit and then goes out. So, is it a steamer? Or does it just spray a mist and that's a squeegee? It's like a double rubber squeegee. Feels in good condition. I'll have to look these up, but it needs a charger. Hopefully we've got one in here. Looks alright otherwise. Here we have your pretty standard toasty maker, sandwich press, something like that. Yep, just a little toasty maker. It's a bit dirty. The Teflon doesn't look too bad. It just needs a bit of a clean up. It's quite a cheap one though. It's quite light. Tempo, which is a supermarket brand, has the book with it. Not that anyone really needs a book. Sandwich maker. So I think that's probably worth a clean, but we'll only get $10. If that, we might only get 5, but I'll probably start it at 10. These things are popular. They seem to sell okay. We'll check that one in a minute. We'll get this crate off the bench. Oh, and here's what I purchased this week. I always like to purchase something. And we've got glass cookware this week. I picked up this Visionware or Corningware Vision saucepan for $2. I do have some of these in the shop at the moment. You may have seen in my shop tour recently. They haven't sold as yet, but they do sell usually quite well. And here's one with a lid. This was $5. So they're undamaged and we'll easily get a good profit out of those. I might just put them through a dishwasher here to make sure they're clean. And I also purchased a Pyrex baking dish for $4. So this is a 2-quart or 1.9 litre Pyrex lidded casserole dish or baking dish. And the lid's a bit different. I haven't seen a lid quite like this with the big handle on the top. It fits very snugly. So what do we pay for that? $4, did I say? Yep. So I think we'll get about 20 for that. It's in good condition and it would work brilliantly. I'll put that through the dishwasher as well. It gets rid of that crate. We need to find a charger for the cleaner. And let's test that toasty maker and then we can get that off the bench as well. I'm not sure if heavy duty electrical tape was the best way to attach the book. Now, I think we'll save most of the book, just a bit of the back cover and probably the top corner of the front cover. Not such a good choice there. But as I said, who needs a instruction book on one of these things? It won't make any difference to the price, so I'll probably put that in the recycling. Okay, see if this is safe. It powers up. It looks safe there. Let's give it a check on the earth. Passes. Oh yeah, the Teflon's okay. I thought it was scratched, but it's just a bit of fat on it. It's heating up slowly. Yep, so that works fine, just needs a clean. We'll get to that later. Next to deal with is this bag, and the only thing I know about it is that it's very, very heavy. So I don't know what's in here. I'm not sure what that is. That looks like the plunger from some sort of food processor. It doesn't suit our juicer. We had a plunger for that. This looks like a lamp base. The globe's broken in there. It's just got the remainder of the globe. And I think this was the base of one of those lava lamps that had the glass bulb on top with the different coloured oils or wax or whatever's inside them. That's just aluminium. So unless we have the rest of it, it's probably only scrap. Alright, but what is heavy? Oh, there's some other bits. This looks... Oh, that's where the plunger goes. Is this part of a big electric mincer? The plastic's broken around there. Maybe it's a large commercial meat mincer. Certainly a decent electric motor. Any wonder the bag was heavy. Okay, and it looks quite vintage too. It's, the Champion, it's a juicer. The Champion juicer, made in California. Model G5-PG-710-PN. General Electric. Well, that would be quite a vintage piece, probably 1960s, I suppose. Oh, that's a nice little transfer on the front. The Champion, world's finest juicer. So that's what this goes with, but unfortunately it looks like the mounting bracket is broken. Probably because the plastic is so old. Does that go on there? Oh yeah, it's supposed to go in and then turn around and lock, and the tab's broken off the other side. Oops, there's the screen. So I think the plastics had it. It's just, age is taking its toll, unfortunately. I don't know if you can get another part for it. I don't know if... I mean, that's a great motor. It's got a flat side on the shaft. So that will be a very useful motor for anything, really. How many horsepower does it say? Oh, you're back on that plaque. 1/3 horsepower. Well, that's very saleable. Someone will use that electric motor for something. Will that be me? I don't know. Let's plug it in. But unfortunately, I think this part is only rubbish. What else is in the bag? Oh, the rest of the lava lamp. And it should be a cap for the top of it. And, oh, that's a bit more of the juicer. And a hat. Yep, little beanie. Perhaps that's the juicer's uniform. There's the cap from the lava lamp. I guess we can fix that up and see if it works. That's all that's in the bag. Alright, so I think these things are going to be rubbish. And we need to test the motor. First of all, make sure the cord's okay. No nicks in it. An older plug. It certainly looks like it dates to the 60s, 50s or 60s. Maybe into the 70s. Okay, we're plugged into the appliance tester. We better make sure we have an earth, given that it's all metal. And it passes the earth test. And this is the on-off switch. We've got nothing. Ah, okay. It seems too good to just throw into the electric motors. Wonder if it has a fuse somewhere. That might be worth investigating. We'll leave that float for now. If the video finishes up in reasonable time, we'll have a look and see if we can sort it out. I'm not going to throw it in the electric motors. It's just way too nice a motor with a switch on it, mounting on a good base, nice output shaft, spins freely, pretty cool stickers. It's got a lot going for it. We can probably pull the base off and see why we haven't got any action. It might be just simply a bad wire connection, something like that. Alright, we'll put that aside for the moment. Let's get some stuff off the bench. We'll get the next box up. Before we get the next box up here, I better see if I can do something with this lamp. Yeah, we've got to get the remainder of this globe out. So these are really long needle nose pliers and they're so handy. So I just got on the side of the base of the light globe. There's no glass left. And there you go. It's a small Edison screw. But the sticker on the side says it needs a 30-watt globe, and that's fairly critical because the heat generated from the globe is what drives the blobs of whatever they are to circulate, because as they warm up, they rise, and then when they get to the top, they cool and they gradually sink, and that's what gives you the lava type effect. So we can't just put any old globe that screws in there. I've got to find a 30-watt. I don't think I've got one here. But now that's just a matter of replacing that. I guess we could put a light globe of any sort in there just to make sure it works. But I'll have to round up the right globe to make it work properly. Let's just test it with what I've got here. Doesn't look damaged any other way. Okay, I've got a 40-watt, and it's also a tall candle-shaped globe, so I think it's too tall. But at least it will do to see if the actual lamp works. Yeah, it sits up too high, so that won't go in anyway. So it needs to be quite a stubby, short globe. But this will do to check it. Let's see if it lights up. There we go. So the light works fine. The switch is okay. The cord looks all right. It tests safe. I'll just round up a proper globe for it. And we will have... Let's turn that on, put some light through here. And we will have a proper lava lamp. Okay, our next crate has this lamp on top, and other than the shade being a bit loose, and it doesn't have a globe in it, it looks to be in good condition. Oh, it's a little dirty, I suppose. Now, what sort of globe? We have a normal bayonet style globe for this one. I should have one of those. 75 watts, probably a little bit bright, but it'll do for a test. Okay, let's... Doesn't have a switch in line. Is it a touch lamp? Oh, it's got a switch under the shade. Okay. There we go. That works okay. Beautiful. So that'll be a nice quick sale. Just needs a little bit of a wipe over, but it's in good condition and the shade's nice and clean. And now it even has a globe in it. Next, here's the kettle that we... Oh, geez, that's a Sunbeam, but it's pretty rough. It'll probably clean up okay. It's just that the Sunbeam print's nearly worn off. It's better that side. All right, looks okay. What's it like inside? Yeah, it's not too bad. Should clean up fine. So I'll get some water for this one and we'll give this a test. And there we go. She's boiled nicely. Doesn't seem to be any issues. It tests safe and there's no leaks. And I've just put a bit of citric acid in like I usually do. Just pick that up from the supermarket. It's very cheap and I only put about a teaspoon in each time. Someone in a recent video suggested you could use vinegar, and indeed you can. Now with this boiling citric acid water, I'm going to spot poison a few weeds in the garden. It's a great way of doing that without any real poisons. And it should have cleaned it up quite nicely inside. Oh yeah, it looks nice. It does a remarkably good job of cleaning up old kettles. It's a little bit of staining, but I've only done it the once. That'll be fine though. Just needs a wipe over on the outside when it cools down. And the other thing, or the other big thing in this crate is a toaster. We do get a lot of toasters as well. And if it's not too bad. I think the crumbs will brush out. If they're filthy dirty inside, I don't worry about them because they're so cheap to buy new. This is an Anko, so supermarket brand. But it'll clean up fine. We'll test it. It's a bit scratched on the top, but even if we just get $5 for it, that's one way of keeping it in circulation as long as it goes safe and it's reasonably clean. Now the other thing we've got in here, what's this? Looks like a hair product. Some sort of curling iron, is it? It might have some other bits to go with it in the other box. And there's a little white box here with, oh, do they go with it? I'm not sure what they are. Little rollers. It looks like a hair type appliance, but I don't think it goes with this. Well, maybe there's something else. Maybe it does and there's another part to it. We'll check that out at the end. Let's give the toaster a check. We need to have an earth on the toaster. Yes, it passes. Let's make sure the heating elements all work. And the appliance tester likes it, so that should be fine. Cancel. Yep, that all works fine. Just needs a clean. Same as the kettle, we'll give it a clean up. It'll be a cheap one, probably only $5 because it's so scratched and because it's only a cheap brand. But I'd rather get $5 for it than to throw it out. Still a bit warm. Okay, we've got one more box to go. One more box, but it had a bag on top of it. So let's go have a look in this bag. Another kitchen appliance, I'm guessing. What is it? A blender of some sort? It's a Lady Hip Essence Extractor. Essence Extractor. What's that mean? Is that a juicer? Lady Ship. It is Lady Ship Australia. It's a blender. Why do they call it an essence extractor? That's a bit of dodgy marketing if I've ever heard it. We do have another good Coles bag to reuse, but do we have the jug for it? Ah yes, I think it's in the box. So is this the essence extractor jug? I guess it is. Okay, that's a tap. It's got some other, what's the CD doing in here? Oh, there's a CD on how to use it. Instructional DVD, I should say. Booklet. Don't know. I guess a plunger. It must have a lid somewhere. And there's some. Are they feet? Is it missing its feet? It is missing two. Oh, it's missing 3 feet. We have 2. Yeah, they're a bit loose. So hopefully the third one's here. Hopefully the thing works. And we have a lid for it. Oh yeah, that goes like that, so it's like a strainer. The tap's feeling very loose. Oh, it's just unscrewed. Okay, that feels much firmer. But still don't know how that goes in. Must go that way. Does not feel like it wants to go in there. Something's wrong. Is there more to it? What else is in this box? Well, we have another lamp. We have some speakers. Sony speakers. So there must be some sort of music machine in here. We'll move this out of the road for the moment. We'll get some other stuff out of here. We have a sandwich press. Something just fell on the floor. It's just a USB cable. The sandwich press looks absolutely filthy, and these are usually too far gone to do much with. Yeah, the Teflon's all scratched up, so that's only scrap, that one. We'll chop the cord off it right now. It was only an Anko one anyway. So we have some wire. I will be getting to these. I've got a heap of these to scrap. I'll be getting to them soon. What else is in this box? We have a M-Beat Super Speed Hub. USB hub it is. Oh, look at it. Yep. Alright, well that should sell with its power supply. We have a mouse mat. Local winery. We have a clock radio, a Sanyo clock radio. But they're nearly as common as lamps and kettles and toasters. A weather gadget. Lost the battery cover. Holman. Don't know much about that one. Very simple black lamp base with no shade. I might have a little shade at the shop that can go on that. It looks to be okay. It's only going to be a $5 lamp, but as I said earlier, $5 is better than throwing things out. Cord looks okay. And the switch feels fine. Alright, we'll probably put a shade on that and make $5. Little box here, it's a quick charger. Oh yeah, it's for lithium ion batteries. Okay. Well, that's pretty good. Most of these chargers were for the old NiCad batteries. I don't know if you can use them for lithium ion batteries. Maybe, I'll have to check that out, but that one looks to be in good condition. And it has a... it's 110, yeah, it's US style plug, and I don't know how you'd go putting that into adapter. Maybe you would. I had an adapter here the other day, but that's a shame. It makes it much less saleable here. Here we have a Lenovo charger. What's the other end of this look like? Okay, so maybe a laptop charger. Looks like 20 volts output, so possibly laptop charger. Another speaker, but it doesn't look like we have any actual stereo here, just a couple of Sanyo speakers. Still, they're quite nice little bookshelf speakers. 4 ohm, and they're in good condition. So we'll probably match them up with something down the track, or we'll put them in the shop as they are. An ultra thin DVD writer. Samsung. I don't know how old it is, but it may well have a market too in its box. And the last thing in here is just a standard modem, and it looks like, is that off it? No, I don't want, not sure what that is. Oh, I think that's off our hair curler thing, and it looks like it's broken. And we have just a USB cord here, which is the Apple one, and that looks pretty rough. I think that one's no good. It's cracked on the fitting, so we'll just scrap that for data cable. The modem will scrap just for the circuit board, and a bit more data cable with the phone line. So unfortunately we're missing quite a few bits, because I don't think I have any more boxes from this week, unless there's another box somewhere I've forgotten about. But we are missing the lid for this. We're missing the jug and the pulp container for the juicer, the juice extractor. That's a shame. Anyway, we've got to make do with what we've got. Yeah, I'll be scrapping a few things. So let's get this box out of here, and we'll start. What do we got to test? Well, I don't think we've got anything really to test. I'll make sure that lamp base works. But this, I think, well, it's no good without a lid. It's pretty dirty anyway, and I don't know how that plugs on. I think there's something missing. Oh no, there we go. The motor was a bit seized, a bit tight. It's very tight. So we'll probably scrap that as well, I think, but no lid, we can't sell it. Okay, I'm back after doing quite a bit of sorting and a little bit of processing. I did scrap this modem out, and we've got one board out there. It only took a matter of seconds to pull that board out, so that'll sell as a mid-grade board. So that can go to Ewaste. I put some batteries in this little weather thing, and it seems to work. It has a light, and it has, I set the time and the date, and the light doesn't stay on long. I'm not sure how it actually gets the weather. It's not connected to Wi-Fi or anything. Temperature, I think it's right, but it's stuck on Fahrenheit. Don't know how to change that. But anyway, I'm just going to put $5 on that. Someone might like to work it out. It is missing the battery cover. So, and maybe it has, I think it's supposed to have an external sensor, but I don't know where it plugs in, because it's got external weather and internal. So anyway, it would work as a thermometer and a clock and a calendar for inside. We'll get $5 for that. The speakers I tested, they work fine. I'm just going to sell them. I thought I might put 20 the pair, being Sanyo speakers. I may have a use for them down the shop, so I don't mind if they sit in the shop for a while. This charger is off a Lenovo laptop. The little USB hub I checked out, they sell okay. I think new they're about $30 or $40 or something. It might be a slightly older version, but we'll try for 10 on that with the charger or the power supply. It is actually 5 volts, 3 amps, so it delivers a fair bit of current. Nice little switch mode power supply. The DVD writer I've checked out. I've actually plugged in my laptop. It does work. I even played a music CD on it, and it played through my laptop, which is kind of handy because most laptops these days don't have a CD or a DVD drive. So the other thing is, it is a recording one, like a writer. So I could possibly, well, I'm sure I could record some royalty-free music on this for when I'm testing CD players. So I was going to get Steve from Steve Electronics Repairs. He did offer ages ago to burn me a CD of royalty-free music. I never got back to him, so apologies, Steve, if you're still watching, but I think I can do my own now. Thanks for your offer all the same. The lamp here, I've put a globe in it. I should have a shade for that at the shop, so let's just power that one up. I think it should work fine. Yep, and the cord's good, everything's fine, just needs a little shade. It'll only be a $5 lamp. I found the top, this which we found earlier in the episode, and I had forgotten about it, and it actually does fit this blender. However, I'm still not sure I'm going to even try and sell it. We'll plug it in and see what it does, but the motor was very tight. It's still missing, I think it's missing something, I can't remember now. We'll give that a go in a second. We also have to test this clock radio, so we'll do that right now. And we do have some life on the display. It's a green LED display. It's not overly bright, but there might be a dimming function on this thing. Let's see if the radio works. Oh yeah, it does work. A bit quiet, but it does work. It's dust in the switch is just pretty common on these things. Can't really pick up much. Oh, the FM radio antenna has been cut off, or the radio wire. So we're not going to pick up much, especially with the ring light going in here. The clock seems to work. Maybe I could just extend that wire. We'll throw a bit of deoxide in the switch to clean that up. It's a Sanyo, and it's a vintage one. I think the clock seems to be working fine. So I will just join a little piece on the antenna. You can see it makes a difference just when I hold it. And I'm sure we'll pick up something. Anyway, we'll give that a quick birthday present. I think it's worth getting. We'll get $5 for it. It is pretty old and crusty, but that's all right. Someone will have a use for it, even if it's in the shed. So what have we got to do? We've just got to... I'll get this other stuff off the bench. We've dealt with it all. Let's plug this thing in next and see what it does. Okay, it's wobbly because remember we're missing some feet as well. We'll power it up. Power light's on. Oh. That sounds very rough. Powerful, but rough. What am I going to do with that? I don't want to go to the trouble of cleaning it all up. It looks, I guess it'll clean up okay. We do need to find at least one other foot for it, or just one other. And then I think it has got all the bits. It's just, yeah, it doesn't feel like it's a really good quality unit. I did try and check them out. I think they sold for a few $100s, but they're quite old. Be probably 15 years old or so. All right, I'll give it a clean up, even if we just put $10 on it. Someone may well use it as a blender purely just for mashing up veggies and stuff to put in the compost, or for the worm farm, or for animal feed or something. I guess it might as well have some use before it's sent to the waste stream. There's not much scrap in it for me. There'd be a small motor, but it's not super heavy. So I think we'll give it a clean up. We'll sell it cheap, and someone may have one the same and need the jug off it or something. So hopefully there's some value for it. Oh, before I go, this is a hair cooler, and it was broken. That was the part off it. So I've just chopped the cord off that. And I also didn't really identify what these were. They're like rollers of something. I'm not sure if they're hair coolers. I don't think so, because hair would wrap around them. They're rollers for something. Maybe they're off some sort of massage machine, but we don't have it here. So I might put them in the free box. Someone may recognize them and have a use for them. We didn't get a charger for the Karcher window cleaner. I think it's actually just a vacuum with a squeegee, so maybe a wet and dry vacuum or something. I may have a charger for it at the shop. It's only 5 volts USB. I'm not sure if I mentioned that earlier, but it's a strange looking plug here. So I think they're fairly good units, and I would probably sell it for at least $20 if I had the charger for it. So I might hang on to that. I could well have one at the shop, so I won't be scrapping that one. All that's left to do today is check out that electric motor, but I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do with this charger. Even though it's probably never been used and I think it's new, I'm going to throw it into the e-waste. I think it's actually dangerous. It's made in China, and I don't know how old it is, but it's very, very dodgy. Now, let's just have a look at this. It says on the box, a lithium-ion battery charger. On the end of the box, very boldly claiming it's a lithium-ion battery charger. If you put a normal NiCad or nickel metal hydride rechargeable battery in here. Doesn't even work very well, which they will fit. And this is actually a lithium ion battery charger, which I think charge at about, well, I don't think they would even fit in here, and I think they charge at 3 point something volts. If you put that sort of voltage into a normal NiCad or NIMH, which is nickel metal hydride, you're going to probably start a fire. It's going to overcharge the battery, it'll get hot, it's totally dangerous, you should not do it. But without the box, there's nothing to say that this is specially for lithium ion batteries. So guess what people are going to do? They're going to charge up their standard old NiCad. It's going to overheat. Apparently they charge in different ways. They're more of a trickle charge, whereas the lithium ion battery has a different charging system and a different way of the chargers recognizing when they're fully charged. This is not a smart charger by any means. I did put my meter on here and I got 3 point something volts. Too much for a NiCad. And yet there's nothing on here that says that it's lithium ion. And from what I've read, they won't even fit in here. So what's going on? It's a piece of junk. It's a dangerous piece of junk. Let's read the side of the box. I'll skip over the first bit. But from the middle here it says, first current is 100 to 200 milliamps. The light will be off after full charged, but it will turn into 50 milliamps and continued charging if you keep charger in power. So that make the batteries get more charged. Okay, so I think that speaks for itself. That's going in the recycling. That's going to e-waste to be not used. In fact, I might even break the pins off just in case someone pulls it out and tries to use it. Very, very dangerous. And there we go. Pins are out. I'll even get a little bit of brass, assuming they're brass. Who knows with something made this cheaply. They're not even brass. Steel pins. Okay, in the e-waste with that. Okay, let's pull the bottom off this cool electric motor and see if we can work out why it didn't run. I was thinking maybe there was a safety switch and it wouldn't go unless it was assembled, but there's no mechanism for a switch. And with the age of it, I was thinking earlier 60s maybe. I think it's 70s because this sticker does mention... No, not that sticker, the one on the other side. Does mention about cleaning, and it says you can use a dishwasher. So dishwashers weren't commonplace in the 60s, more late 70s. So I think this is probably a 70s item, although it was made in the US. So I'm not sure when dishwashers first came in. There would have been some earlier ones around in the 70s, maybe 60s. The other thing is it does have Phillips head screws underneath. In fact, they're Torx bits. Interesting. When did Torx bits first come in? Maybe this is newer than I think. They're actually security Torx bits. I'll have to look up and see when they first came into use. Maybe it's much more modern and made to look old. Okay, let's get this cover off. Right, what's it look like under here? Okay, we have a capacitor start electric motor. There might even be a date in here somewhere. It does look more recent than what I first thought. It's a cast aluminium base. And I can't see anything immediately wrong. Let's just start by checking the cord. So the meter's on continuity test. This side of the plug should be active. Going to the switch. That's good. And neutral goes to this connector. So that's good. So our cord and our plug are okay. Is the switch working? Let's go across the switch. Nothing there, it must be off. Okay, switch is working. Looks like there's been a spider living here at some stage. Okay, let's take the terminals off the capacitor carefully. In fact, we'll just short it with a screwdriver to make sure it's not holding any charge. You can never be too sure with capacitors. And we'll pull the terminal off. One will do. And we'll see if we have any continuity across the capacitor, which we should not. Oh, we had a little bit of a beep, but we'll do that because it's charging, so that's a good sign. We can switch our meter to capacitance mode. And see what it actually reads. And I've got 86, 85 microfarads. And I can't read what it's supposed to be because the clamp's over the top of it. So we'll take the clamp off. In fact, we'll remove the capacitor. And 72 to 88 microfarads. So that's fine. Capacitor's okay. Right, so maybe there's an issue in the motor windings. There's no wires that have rubbed anywhere. Oh, maybe the motor's burnt out. Okay, I've just reassembled that. I've put some power on it and I've tested, and I have power at the switch. It's going through the switch. Everything's fine. There must be a winding issue in the motor itself. It might have a fusible link. It might be a burnt out field winding or something like that. It's not something I want to spend time on. So, I don't know, maybe we'll... Look, it's a cool motor. I want to put it aside and maybe do a separate video on pulling it out and just seeing if we can find where the problem is. I'm going to weigh it up and price it as a scrap motor. Just what I'd get. Now the bottom's cast aluminium, as I said. I'm going to weigh the thing and just go on current electric motor price just to give us a price for the list. Doesn't really matter. I'm not going to sell it as scrap unless I can't find a problem, or I can't, you know, maybe it has got a burnt out coil or something, or winding, and I'm not going to try and rewind it. Would that be 602? Is it really that modern? Maybe with the Torx bits. Anyway, that'll do for this video. We may do a separate video on it down the track. One of these things that I really have trouble getting rid of in the scrap because I think it's too good for scrap. But it may have a much more involved problem, in which case it's probably the best place for it. Up in the presentation area now to display all our wares for this week. We've got some good saleable stuff and it all cleaned up pretty nicely actually. There's a little bit of e-waste down there. And if you're wondering, someone asked me once why I put plastic housings and things that don't actually have any electronics in them into the e-waste. Well, I was advised that they're happy enough with that, and the company that collects the e-waste apparently have ways of dealing with all the housings and bits and pieces. So I kind of figure at least they got a chance to be recycled, because otherwise they would have to go straight to landfill. I will scrap out that sandwich press at some stage, so that's all not e-waste. I have some plastic bags to use at the shop, a little bit of cardboard for recycling, the Karcher window cleaner thingo. I have to find a charger, but yeah, I think I might have one. Up here, everything's pretty well for sale. Yeah, everything. I do need a shade for this lamp at the front, but everything will be priced. We'll have a look at the notepad shortly. The Sanyo clock radio came up better than I expected, and I soldered an antenna wire on it, and it actually works quite well. The glassware cleaned up brilliantly. I just ran it through the dishwasher, so it didn't take me any time, and it cleans up really well. We'll get a good return on that. The lava lamp, of course, I need a globe for. I'm going to keep the DVD writer I may have mentioned. Circuit board, a bit of wire, and a few things that'll go in the dollar box or possibly free. And of course that motor, which I'll hide it under the bench sometime, and I'll revisit that sometime in the future. So there we go. No rubbish, a little bit of e-waste, quite a lot of stuff to sell, a bit of scrap, and a couple of things for me. Well, really just one thing for me. So the profit on the saucepans and the Pyrex lidded dish, $60 from $11. That's not bad. I priced the saucepans at $15 for the smaller one and $25 for the larger lidded one. They seem to sell quite well on eBay, and they'd be expensive to post, so I think we'll do all right there. And the rest of the electrical, $190 potential return. I've only allowed 10 for that motor, as I said, because that's what I'd get for it for scrap. And a couple of things, yeah, we need a shade for the lamp, we need a globe for the lava lamp, and we need a charger for the window cleaner. But I think we'll find all those, and we should be able to sell just about all of what we picked up this week. A quick look back at last week. We won't go any further back, but we have sold the pink mushroom shaped lamp for 20. I sold the 12 volt portable fan for 20, and of course it's perfect weather for selling fans. The pressed copper pitcher turned $1 into 20. That's not a bad markup, is it? So yeah, we're starting to move some stuff there. It wasn't a very busy weekend in the shop because of the fires we had here and the terrible weather. It did cool off on the weekend, but there wasn't a lot of people around. And thanks for everyone's kind words regarding the fires. Yes, we're perfectly safe here, and it turns out that the fires are totally under control now. Well, they might still be burning, but they're within containment lines, and the weather's been much more favourable this week. So yeah, thanks for all your support there. I do feel for all the people affected by the fires. And I don't think I mentioned last time, a lot of farming communities and of course farmers, and then you've got all the animals and there's no feed for them and there's no water and there's still no internet or power in most of those places. So it's going to be a long recovery. And for those that watch all of my videos, the cutlery video I did recently where we went through the bag of cutlery and pulled out some stuff to sell, and the rest of it I was going to put in a big box out the front of the shop. Well, a lady was in the shop the very next day and she was rounding up supplies for a burnt out area. She worked with a business that was quite badly affected in a small rural community, and they had a lot of people camping there helping to fix things up already. And they had no cutlery and lots of little basics. So we gave them the whole box. We'd also given them some towels via my daughter who knew someone in the affected areas. So we've donated a bit of stuff. It's only a small token amount, but I guess if everyone helps in a little way, then it goes a long way to helping them. And my son was actually out fighting the fires for quite a few days. So yeah, it's a terrible situation, but I won't dwell on that. It's you know, we can just help where we can, and fingers crossed that things work out all right. Thanks for watching another video. I enjoy doing these e-waste videos still, and whilst they don't all turn out, or don't always start out to be a marathon, they usually end up a pretty long video, and you guys seem to enjoy it, so I'm going to keep doing it. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next video. Bye for now.